If you're an herbalist like me, this is really exciting. This is ground ivy, or creeping Charlie. Creeping Charlie is called creeping Charlie because it's like strawberries. It sends out runners and attaches itself to the ground everywhere. It's really hard to get rid of if you're trying. And if you look it up on the internet, that's usually what you find is everybody's trying to get rid of it, get it out of their yards. But honestly, it's a beautiful little plant. It'll cover your entire ground. It's a ground cover. But it's, you know, it's from overseas, and they brought it here because of the medicinal purposes. It has a lot of medicinal purposes, and it's very high in a vitamin C. Okay, so I'm out here again. I was looking around. This gives you a better idea of the creeping Charlie. See, they'll get about 8 inches long. And it has these little dinky flowers on it. Looks just like the, well, quite similar to the flowers on the purple dead nettle. Difference between this and the purple dead nettle is, besides size, this is also a square stem plant. But with the purple dead nettle, the leaves grow right up against the stem. These are at least on a little bit of a stem there. And as you can see, they're very small. Sometimes the back sides of the leaves can look a little purplish, but most of the time you're going to find little purple flowers, purple or blue flowers. See how the stems are opposites of each other, or the leaves are opposites of each other, and right where the leaves come together, the flowers are coming out. Most of the time you'll only have about 3 flowers in between. I see this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. This one has 4. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about this plant and show you a few things about it. Like, these flowers can come out as early as March, and the leaves are like a shiny green, quite similar in shape to the spade with ruffled edges there, you know. It grows in places like this. It's just a crap place, you know, scrub. These are weeds. You got to remember that. You can eat the leaves and the flowers. They're supposed to have a minty type flavor. Now, I will tell you why it's a minty type flavor. With this square stem, this tells you that it's related to a mint. Mint has square stem. And these are all related. They're in the, I'll call it a Lamiaceae family. I know I've mispronounced that. Google has told me it's Lamiaceae or Lamiaceae, something like that. But I've always pronounced it Lamiaceae. I think it's easier. I think it looks like that's the way it should be pronounced. This has a little bit of a mint flavor, but not all of the plants in Lamiaceae are mint flavored. This has a real light flavor. You can throw it into some salad. Gives you a little bit of a tang in your salad. And you can cook it up like spinach or add it to soup, stew, even omelets. The way I prefer to use most of this stuff is through tea. I drink tea. I don't like coffee, but I do like tea. And so I drink quite a bit of tea sometimes. But this, they used to add to beer. The same way you would hops to clear it and improve its flavor. I don't know why they quit using it, other than maybe hops is easier to grow and easier to go out and you know, farm and get. I don't know. But now I told you that this has medicinal uses, and I should probably tell you some of those uses. You could use it internally and externally. It's good for mucous membrane, sinusitis, inner middle ear problems, tinnitus, kidney and lung disorders, indigestion, bladder. Externally, you can use it as a wash or a poultice for cuts, sores, and bruises. It's also good for your ear and nasal if you have infections. You can use it on sores, cuts, and bruises. It supports your kidney, bladder, respiratory, lymphatic, and digestive systems. I'm reading some stuff on this to you. I know I probably sound like it. I'm not good at verbalizing things, so a lot of times I have to read off of a paper to explain myself. Anyways, like I said, I prefer to use it in a tea, but you can make tinctures, you can make poultices. It's very high in iron, copper, iodine, phosphorus, potassium, and rich in vitamin C. It is an anticaudal, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, astringent, diphoric, diuretic, expectorant. Now, there is a whole list of things that you can use this stuff for. I thought it was kind of funny. I looked up some of the history on this, and I thought it was kind of funny. So I wanted to tell you that ground ivy has I'm reading it again, sorry. It has a strong connection with the powers of magic and divination. It was considered a safeguard against sorcery and was worn by milkmaids when first milking cows in the pastures. A magic charm that they made prevented the cows from enchantment, they thought. And the first milking of the cows was actually done through a wreath of the ground ivy. Some of the other magical uses included promoting sleep, meditation, healing, love, friendship, and fidelity. The ritual use of ground ivy was popular, and the herb was often woven into crowns and garlands to be worn on midsummer's eves. Isn't that kind of funny? But anyways, that's some of the history and lore behind it. I just wanted to give you that. I'm trying to hold it up here so that you can have a really good look at it. I don't see any purple dead nettle right here to compare it to. I just went around a corner and pulled some. But anyways, this is purple dead nettle. It doesn't look very good now. The longer leaves on the purple dead nettle do have a stem-like thing, but most of the time up here near the top, it just kind of wraps around the stem a little. But as you can see, size of one, size of the other. Creeping Charlie is very small. So, you know, if you were eating that in a salad, I don't know, may or may not have problems getting it. I don't think it gets very big around or anything. I've never found anything any bigger than this. But most of the time, everybody's mowing it down, so it's kind of hard to find anyways. The purple dead nettle, everybody likes to mow that down too. But it's huge. I mean, look at the stem on this thing. It was in the ground down here, and it was trying to root on up, which this will do that too. Let's see if I can pull out a bunch. Anyways, see how this trails off. This is what I meant by it being kind of like a strawberry. Wherever it lands on the ground, it'll root. And it spreads out, and it just a ground cover. It's beautiful. I don't know why people don't like it in their yard, other than, you know, it is a weed. And if you like grass and you want your yard to look all prim and proper, I like being out in the middle of nowhere and finding everything just as it is. And I've always thought about doing things just to help myself, not count on the doctors, not count on anyone else. If you can forage wild foods, you will live for a long while, I believe. Wherever you live, your plants should have all the vitamins and nutrients, or most of them, that you could possibly need. And these probably have more vitamins and nutrients than the things in the store. Anyways, that was what I wanted to tell you today. I don't know if you guys like the YouTube setup, where someone just gets behind a camera and shows stuff and talks. But I am more of a learning person. I like to converse with people. If you saw my last video on purple dead nettle, and I've left something out, then put it in the comments. If I've left something out on this Creeping Charlie, please put it in the comments. I learn just as much as you do. I don't know everything. I know a little bit about things and a whole lot of nothing. You know, jack of all trades, but master of none. Anyways, I want to learn. I like discussing things with people. So please feel free to leave comments and like and subscribe. That will always help me to learn. If you're still learning, just remember, I've been doing this stuff for almost 65 years now. And yeah, I'm still learning too. Maybe we can learn together. Just a real quick message here at the end. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I don't give any kind of medical advice. Do your own research. I recommend Google Lens for identification. There's also a lot of other apps that you can download and use for herb identification. But take care of yourself. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it. The information that I have put out here is all stuff that you can find online. I'm sure if you look, you can find warnings and everything else. Be smart and make sure that you like and subscribe, and always test before use.